I'm Dane, and this is Dane Explains. We're going to be talking about recent developments. Not those recent developments. Starship has been in the news again. Not for what it will be doing, but for what it won't be doing. And that's not going to the moon or Mars. At least not anytime soon, anyway. Let me explain why. It's been a while since I did a video on SpaceX's Starship. If you recall from the last video I did on the subject, I said we wouldn't be seeing Starship landing on the moon in 2026 if SpaceX hadn't already done some catches by the April-May timeframe. Well, yeah, so Starship isn't going to the moon this year. They haven't even launched their next test flight, which I said they would have had to have done by the end of January to stay on track. And it's currently March. NASA has noticed this too, and as many of you are already aware, they took the moon landing off the table for Artemis 3. Also, Elon announced SpaceX will be shifting away from Mars and focusing on the moon instead. In the immediate future being next year, 2027, which is an Apollo 9 style moon mission instead of a moon landing, which I guess kind of makes sense. Apollo 8 went around the moon, and Apollo 9 tested out the lander in low Earth orbit. So, NASA is doing the same with Artemis. Artemis 2 will go around the moon, and Artemis 3 will test the lander, or landers, in low Earth orbit, depending on who's ready. Just SpaceX, just Blue Origin, or both. Now, this isn't a news video, and it's actually pretty old news anyway. This video is about what this means for the near future of spaceflight. The development of the last few months have certainly changed the outlook for the Starship program. People have formed a lot of opinions on the subject. And at the risk of getting torched in the comments, I actually think the new direction is a good one. On both counts, SpaceX's new direction and NASA's new plan. First, let's start off with SpaceX's new direction. Elon has said they will be doing Mars at the same time as the moon. But the focus will now be on the moon. Of course, we all know that will mean a delay for getting to Mars, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Last year, Elon was talking about pretty much just chucking some Starships as is at Mars. No landing legs, nothing. Just yeeting at the red planet and attempting to land a ship on its skirt legless, just to see if it'd make it. That would mean the ships would be traveling to Mars for almost a year for an unknown outcome. And it's not like the planet Mars has anything like Starlink. So, SpaceX wouldn't be getting nearly as much data back from this shot-in-the-dark experiment than they do with the quasi-orbital launches. Going to the moon first allows them to more rapidly iterate changes in hardware. If something goes wrong, since it takes less than a week to get there, they'll also be able to develop landing legs that work sooner and not have to wait to the next Mars transfer window to take another stab at it if something goes wrong. It's not like anything ever goes wrong with SpaceX test flights, right? So although it does mean a delay to getting a Starship in one piece or not to Mars by a transfer window or two, it will allow Starship to become a much more mature hardware faster than it otherwise would have. So, at the end of the day, or the end of the next decade, we'll probably be further along in Mars development than we otherwise would have had SpaceX just started throwing Starships at it to see what sticks. As for the changes to the Artemis program, it was a big ask to have the first time the lunar lander docks with Orion be around the moon during the first human landing mission of Artemis. So it does buy down risk. But that isn't the big benefit. The big benefit, as NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman pointed out, is SLS's launch cadence. Right now it takes so long between SLS missions that many of the people who launched the thing the last mission are gone and moved on to other jobs by the next one. So it's almost like they start with a whole new fresh ground crew every mission. They need people with hands-on experience to still be doing their jobs the next time the launch rolls around, so they don't have to roll back and delay launches over and over due to inexperience, as happened with Artemis 1 and is currently happening with Artemis 2. On top of which, this probably has next to no impact on the moon landing timeline. Actually, it probably pushes it up a little, because it will mean more confidence, and so fewer delays for Artemis 4, on top of having a ground crew that actually knows how to launch the rocket. I know many people are disappointed, but sometimes you do actually have to take one step back to take 2 steps forward. Thank you for watching. If you like this video and other topics ranging from theology to science, please press the like button. Subscribe to my channel and ding the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Also, please support me on Patreon to get extra content and special perks. Link in the description. The more people support me, the more time I can dedicate to making videos like this one. So, until next time, have a great week.